What's going on, guys? Alex here, Stockton Car Wash, back at you with a new video. Today we're going to be working on this beautiful El Camino. We're going to be doing a complete engine detail. We're going to go ahead and do an undercarriage wash as well, exterior wash, little wax, and then a small interior vacuum and wipe down.
Got it. Hey man, this looks like a nice car, but it seems like it needs a lot of love.
Yeah, man. So definitely it's been sitting in the garage for years, accumulated a lot of grease, a lot of dirt, grime. We're going to try to get as much of it off as we can. It's not going to be perfect, but we're going to do what we can.
And now, what package would this be?
Yeah, that's interesting, man. So this we would call a standard inside and out with the option to add the engine detail and the undercarriage. So that is a little bit more money, but we would consider it a standard option with some added extras.
All right, so what's the first thing you're gonna do?
So we're gonna start off by washing the outside, and then we're gonna start with the engine as well, power wash that. Once the outside's washed, we'll condition all the plastic, make it look nice.
Hey Alex, I have a question for you. Hey, I've never seen you do an undercarriage.
Undercarriage, yeah.
What is that exactly?
Yeah, so it's simple, man. This is an older car, so there's a lot of grease and grime accumulated on the underneath of the car. Basically, all the entire bottom of the car. From what the owner said, a lot of it's probably not going to come off, so I let him know that. But we're going to go ahead and do the best we can, get some of the kind of loose debris out of there, so that way it looks a little better.
And what type of equipment are you using?
Yeah, so it's actually a simple attachment. It's called the undercarriage attachment, I guess you would call it. You hook it up to the same nozzle that you would use to wash the car, and then it basically has some jets that sends up pressure water up on the car.
Hey Alex, so you were saying today was kind of like a little hectic day?
Yeah, man, just a lot of moving parts, a lot of schedule shifts, and then being able to get the people in the right place to be the most efficient throughout the day was kind of tough to do.
Hey Alex, second car?
Second car.
Was it planned or unexpected?
No, they give us a heads up, so we have a little bit of time before we have to go pick up the Tesla and the ceramic coat, so it should be fine.
All right, and then what's the detail right here?
So it's standard inside and out. Yeah, this is our maintenance client, so we ceramic coated the car, I want to say about 6 months ago, so we're just maintaining that.
Hey Alex, so I see you doing a polish, man.
Yeah.
But I've never seen that green polish before.
Yeah, so it's actually it's a non-abrasive polish that we use on older vehicles that have a very clear coat, so it doesn't kind of burn through the clear. These older cars, sometimes if you use a heavy compound, you run the risk of burning into that clear coat, so we use that non-abrasive polish.
Hey Alex, so this car you ceramic coated?
Yeah.
How long ago?
This was about, I think, about 8 months ago.
And it's still beating?
100%, man. That's how it should work.
Yeah. So why should someone get ceramic coating?
Yeah, man. So ceramic coatings can provide you protection against any water drops, earth droppings, rain acid, excessive heat damage with the paint. So that's when you should do it. I'd recommend that you do it when it's new versus when the car is older. As you can see on this vehicle, we sprayed water, it all falls off, nothing really sticks to the surface.
All right, Alex. So, I know this is an older car.
Yeah.
Can you walk me around and show me some stuff that you can't remove for beginners, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe they see a stain, maybe they see this or that.
Yeah.
And no matter how hard you tried, or maybe they should have got a different package. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So if you want to kind of go on the hood, we can start here. So stuff like this, little dings like this. So if you see at an angle, there's orange peel on this surface, which means it's been possibly repainted before, so it's not the original paint. And if you look at it at an angle, you see it's kind of starting to fade. So the clear is very, very thin, right? Which is why when we added the little layer of polish, we didn't go too hard. We weren't expecting perfection, but it did make it look a little bit glossier to kind of blend in with the rest of the paint. But little dings such as these right here, that on the edges especially. So if you notice here, the reason why we don't go too hard with the pressure washer is if we hit into this angle here, it may lift the paint. It's gonna look a lot worse. So we try to avoid those areas. Any chrome, aluminum that's been on the car, such as this right here, the package that they selected does not include it. Polishing aluminum and chrome would be extra. The same with the bumpers, small little scratches like this, and then the emblems as well. Probably the most noticeable part, in my opinion, is probably the bumpers, right? The chrome is pretty old. As you can hear, it's pretty rough.
What is that?
So it's over the years, man, wear and tear, oxidation. It was sitting for a very long time. So in my opinion, this probably has to be re-chromed for it to look, you know, decent. So we're not gonna mess with it. But again, we were up front with the client, so there's no surprise at the end and they know exactly what they're gonna get.
Hey, Alex, so I heard you tell the customer that the ceramic coating is showing in the Carfax?
Yeah, man. So what they're doing now with the, I'm sure everyone's familiar with the Carfax, which is it shows you the history of the vehicle. Ceramic coatings, specific ones, are now showing up on the Carfax because it actually adds value to your vehicle. So at the time that you're going to resell it, then you're actually able to kind of include that on there as an additional option, which does increase its value.
Got it. And now, all ceramic coatings, or depends? Because I know there's 1 year, 3 years, 5 years.
Yeah, that's a good question, man. I don't know the answer to that question. You may want to do your research when it comes to trying to get that added onto your Carfax. I'm guessing it's probably going to have to be from a certified installer. There's going to be some caveat kind of included in there. I'm sure it's not every single ceramic, every single ceramic option. You certainly have to be certified, have a specific background, and do it properly more than anything.
Got it. And then last question.
Yeah.
A beginner, someone who wants to learn ceramic coating. How did you learn?
It's a good question, man. So, I mean, there's a ton of ways, right? There's, I've always said there's not a correct and there's not incorrect way to do it. There's so many ways you can learn. Personally, I learned by watching, right? So I started off on YouTube. I shadowed a couple people that were actually installing it, and that's how I learned. But most importantly, I learned by doing it, right? So I practiced on my own cars, family cars, and that's how I became, proficient at installing the ceramic coatings. Of course, there's always new things to learn, new products that are coming out. So I encourage you guys, if you're a beginner, start with your own vehicles, take a class potentially. There's nothing wrong with that. And then more than anything, just practice until you actually dominate the skill. All right, guys, so there you have it. We have another video. You guys watched what we did to the El Camino. You guys saw how we maintained the ceramic coated Alfa Romeo. Do me a favor, drop a comment down below. How do you maintain ceramic coatings? How do you deal with older style cars? Do me a favor, drop that comment, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe.